Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Tuesday, the 14th of November 2023. We'll be breaking down chatting through the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Monday, the daily has been bullish and more likely will be closing bullish, forming daily support around 1937,800. Now, this is actually a good thing to see a daily forming a support, and I'm going to explain to why this is a good thing, okay? So when looking on a weekly time frame, for example, the last weekly candle was extremely bearish, hasn't formed a top wick, and we anticipated to see the correction of this move up we've had from last month, obviously on a weekly time frame. And now, in order to see that continuation to the downside to correct some of these moves we've had from last month, we need to allow the current weekly candle to retrace, form a top wick before breaking this low to continue bearish. Now, the let's say that retracement doesn't necessarily need to tap this weekly low. It would look more likely, let's have a look on a daily. It looked like, let's say, a daily resistance here to be retested that was formed on Friday, and then let's say the 1960s, because when you look on a weekly time frame, this is actually interesting. A daily resistance that was formed around 1960 is the previous weekly resistance formed previously. So that would actually make sense to see the weekly candle retracing, tapping into the 1960s, retracing, breaking this low and continue bearish. And now to break down the chart and looking at the daily time frame, the daily candle will be closing bullish, forming daily support around 1938. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see here is we have this 4-hour range on the 4-hour time frame, and this is a recent 4-hour range. So the first thing we can identify here is we have this recent 4-hour support around 1937,900. The most recent 4-hour resistance formed all the way up to 1959,500. Drop it down to the hourly time frame, and now we have a new range again on the hourly. So we're going to put a line to where the hourly support formed around 1944,800, and we have this hourly high, which is the hourly rejection, formed around 1949,300. Drop it down to the 30-minute and the 15-minute time frame. This is the same range. So now to identify the no trade zone, and let's say potential buys could be above 1949,300. Potential sells, however, what we can do here is we could wait for price to break and close. I'd say break and close below 1944,700, and this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, and the first thing we can see here is we have a daily resistance formed on Friday around 1959,300. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have a 4-hour resistance. Before that 4-hour resistance, we have this previous 4-hour support around 1957,100. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. We have an hourly resistance around 1953,900. Let's say 1954 actually. Drop it down to the 5-minute time frame. That's a 5-minute resistance, and more likely will be the same on the 50-minute time frame, as we can see. So I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be 1954, targeting this hourly resistance. The second target for buys, now this is a decent target, and I'd say a second target for buys could potentially be 1959, targeting this daily resistance formed on Friday. And now to look for potential sells, and the first thing we can see is this daily support formed on Monday around 1937,900. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have this previous 4-hour resistance around 1940,500. And that also lines up with this previous 1-hour resistance. We have clean traffic on the left on the hourly. Looking on the 5-minute time frame as well as the 15-minute time frame, clean recent traffic on the left. So I would say the first target for sells could potentially be 1940,500, targeting this previous 4-hour resistance. The second target for sells, now let's have a look. So we have a daily support formed around 1937,900. To drop it down to the 4-hour time frame, we do have a 4-hour support, but we can also pay attention to this 4-hour support formed around 1935,300. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. We have an hourly support around 1932, looking at the 5-minute time frame. So this becomes a range, and I would say the second target for sells could potentially be 1935,300, targeting the bottom of this 4-hour range.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.